New York City, center of the universe.
So I missed the last part of what you do for work right now. I apologize. I started cutting out a little bit.
What I do for right now.
Oh God. Okay.
I guess there's that.
Knowledge of tomorrow. Okay, so we ended up with Julia saying that you had some revelation, some shadow, and some play. And I think at the end you were saying that direction is unknown. Yeah. Direction.
Yeah. Like I know what the criteria are, but not particularly where to look. Or maybe I do know where to look and I haven't recognized it yet. There's always that possibility.
Yeah, I think that's the major possibility. I think that
direction, you would.
Yeah, it's highly overrated because again, direction presumes that you know where to go, but we usually don't know. It kind of, if we go toward that which we want, it's not necessarily direction of where, it's direction of how you feel. So things that make you feel like you are wiping somebody's asses might be the indication direction sucks a little bit. And whenever you feel great, those are the moments that you are in the right direction. So we are not straight ever. We're wobbling. We're moving from place to place. You know, when the little kitty cat is born, they don't see much. And they need to find the food. So they go, if you watch how they are, they're like everywhere, and then they finally got it. And so we're just the same way, unfortunately, or fortunately, because if we know exactly, our life would be from here to here, 1 second gone. But we have the whole life to experience things. The only thing, like if you walk and you step into a pile of caca, you need to know it's caca. If you keep saying it's not caca, it's okay, I can survive that for a little longer, then you know what happens, you know, caca stays and gets dry on your shoes and then smells for a while.
Then you gotta get a hose and a scrub brush to get it off.
Exactly.
It's never a good situation.
If you don't step on it in the first place, then you save some energy for washing stuff. So, but caca is inevitable. It's out there somewhere. But what I love when Faye was sharing that I'm not a salesperson, I'm actually the consultant, and I am the leader, and I am the teacher, and all of that. We have these qualities within. And being in a place to get paid is not where you are the consultant. Being in a place where you get the status, it's also, you're not there. When you own the situation, regardless of being in charge of the company, if you are in charge of yourself, that's the time where you actually can do something and go around the caca and not step on it every time. Because no matter what other people do, you are in charge of yourself, and you're in charge of your steps, and you're in charge of feeling better, just a little bit even. Right. So what was happening for me this past few months, actually, but continues happening, is that I am not working as much because I am with the kids. I'm homeschooling 3 kids, and it's pretty hard, but last couple of weeks they broke the quarantine and they went somewhere, so I haven't seen them for like 10 days. Tomorrow they're coming back. But all those months, starting from March, I believe, every day, it's really crazy and hard because it's like 2.5, 4.5, 6.5. It's a lot of work and a lot of energy. But what I'm finding that I'm addicted to my phone. I didn't know about that before the kids showed up. Of course, I have all my business on the phone. People are texting throughout the day, this, that, and the other thing. But I was not aware that this is now me, my face, and my eyes, and my ears. And kids do not let you be somewhere else. They hate that. You have to be present. You have to be here to every moment. And then they don't remember yesterday and then don't think about tomorrow. For them, now that moment exists in its own validity. Mm-hmm. So if you go on the phone with them, especially with the 2.5-year-old, she's like, And so I start paying attention, and of course I'm still on the phone a lot because I'm connected to people and I have clients calling and texting and whatever. And then I send information to my parents because they want to see the kids, and all of that is happening. And I'm juggling this homeschooling with my clients, with my family life. And I realize that I'm not in the present moment. And I teach everybody to be in the present moment. So that's my big revelation. That I have to be right here, right now. So now I put the phone, and in my mind, this is how I disconnect, because it's impossible to disconnect once you're addicted to something. I go like, forget about the phone for now. That's my command. And then I forget where I put it. I can't remember it. It's just gone from my life. And then I'm like, oh my God, there was the phone. So I actually, throughout the day, I have 3 or 4 periods, half an hour and a half, when I don't touch it, especially in the evening. I just don't touch it. I go for a walk, I don't touch it. I don't take it with me. And that actually frees up your mind, because imagine that you're in the center and you have this the sphere of connection, right? So everything that you've connected to takes some energy of your presence. So you're no longer present to yourself or to your energy, you're present out there. And so without even understanding how much energy is gone, we want to fall asleep, we don't want to do anything. It's very often because our energy is gone towards something that we don't really need in our life, or we need it for a little bit. We don't need to be on the phone with thinking about it for the whole day. And when that happens, it frees up some physical, emotional, and mental energy. So we lost Irma, who came on a broadcast. I'm so sad. I wanted to hear from her. But what I would suggest for this coming week is to really pay attention to where the energy goes. Because solar power is the power of the soul. It's the sun has the connection to the solar plexus. If you think about your body as a sunrise, it starts from the bottom where we have the dark red in the root center, then it goes orange in the abdominal area, and then it goes yellow in the solar plexus. And that is the seat of the soul. And this is the door of the sunshine, because all the upper energetic centers are connected to higher dimensions. And first, second, and third are here on the earth. So the solar plexus is our possibility to be the channel of the energy that is coming from above, the energy of the sunlight, bringing it and illuminating our life. And then when it comes to the heart, the energy is green, the trees are breathing, we're in the earth with our roots, but our branches are up, and then there's the throat, which is the blue sky, the energy of manifestation, the energy of freedom. And then we have this inner third eye, inner vision, that is a little darker blue, and then it goes to purple and white, where we reach the solar star. So that our soul is traveling into the body all the time, because it's not confined in the body. It's the flow of energy that moves through. And the way it moves through, it brings the information all the way down to the root, where we need to accommodate the energy of the soul and trust that if we have an idea and if we want to talk about it and that it feels good and that it feels like we are in a sunspot, then that idea has us as a bridge to incarnate into the earth. And so instead of having, oh, that's wonderful, wonderful, oh my God, I should not do it, maybe it's not good enough, maybe it's not for me, maybe I won't have that. Instead of stopping it right there and creating a sorrow feeling in our soul, allowing that energy to go all the way down and know that with every step we actually create that manifestation. So that is the revelation of the week for me. And being present to that revelation might also help you deal with all the question marks. about direction and what's possible and what's not possible. If you think of it, it's possible, or you won't
Right.
think of it.
Right. And just to add to that, Lana, I love what you said, because now that I think about it, so when I was feeling funky, I downloaded a game on my phone. I'm not a social media person. I don't get on, like, I have them, but I don't really get on. I don't post anything. And so it's never really been super entertaining to me. And I was feeling a little funky and I was bored, obviously quarantine. I'm a people person. So I downloaded a game and I would just play it just to, you know, to make me feel better. And over the last couple of weeks, I've noticed I was starting to get so consumed in that game, because I'm very competitive, that I had to start putting it down. And I've noticed, I mean, how often have I like picked up my phone and be like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while. I'm on the phone all day for
Sometimes.
calls as it is. And let alone throwing a game in there. And since I stopped playing that game so much is when we started getting, at least myself, I started getting a lot more stuff done. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still all like, there's a lot of things to do. I'm still figuring out, you know, different directions, but it's starting to feel like I'm at least getting an idea of the trajectory of the path that we're supposed to be on. And, you know, it was pretty hard in the beginning of us starting this journey, because I actually lost a couple of opportunities because we made these business relationships with people and they kept pushing it back. You'll get the answer, you'll get everything set up. Every week it was 2 more days or 3 more days. And I ended up losing some opportunities. And as we know, we can't work right now if it's not really based on a referral basis. So I let myself get down in the dumps on that. But when I look back at it and I think about what you said, I can actually reflect and say, you know what happened, happened. I'm here right now. And my job right now is to just do the best I can do. And it's really helped me, you know, like come to terms with the fact that this is the devil.
Maybe not the devil, but we make it so.
No, I'm on the phone all day now just for conference calls and stuff, so I need it. It's not the devil, it's my sidekick.
Well, and I definitely can understand, like Julie, I also am one of the most analytical people that you will ever meet in your entire life. And I feel like that's a struggle that I have constantly. I related 1,000,000% to what you said, because it's, for me, you know, a creative and an analytical sphere, you're trained that they don't work together. I have to fool myself into letting my analytical side go, where it's like, you know, if I was in a situation like you, I would be coming up with pro and con choices, like what's every option, what's every situation that you can do. And it's so stressful, and you feel like you have control, but then you lose it to this piece of paper that has all these words written down. I got to a point where I would be like, all right, I'm going to satisfy my analytical brain by putting something on paper because it makes me feel okay. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to meditate for half an hour. I'm going to put some lavender on my pillow and take a nap and let the real me that's not caught up in that, you know, what's the right answer on paper. I just, you know, I had to let my subconscious take over, because it knew the answer already. It reflected what my analytical mind had, but that confusion that it creates just is a lot of heartache. So I relate to that, and maybe don't do too many pros and con charts.
Well, I certainly haven't even bothered for this. I've had some health issues that have really had me somewhat incapacitated the last few months. And the other thing that I've come to is, like, my job right now is more to cultivate space for myself, because this is not a problem that gets solved by analysis. There are like parts of it that I know I can break off and work on, but the overarching solution doesn't happen that way. And like most career people and like they want to problem solve that way, and I'm like, dude, I'm better at problem solving that way than you are. It's just not the right way to get there.
Right.
But you know, it leaves one kind of free floating. So it's been like that weekend time was such a gift to be able to connect with other parts of myself and like stay there.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's important. Sometimes it's hard to let that out.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of pressure to have like a really good story arc like both of you have. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just in the middle of a pile of all kinds of weird challenges right now. I don't know where
Just
it's
next
going.
week.
I don't know about the happy ending.
Somewhere. The good
Yeah,
stuff
It's a roller coaster.
It's always there. We just cannot, you know, sometimes it's hard to unveil. Yeah.
As
here
we
you
were
go.
talking, this is what I thought of and had to draw it.
Yeah. And I actually was thinking about it, that when the logical mind is going crazy, the best way to do it is to go to some sort of art project. It doesn't have to be painting. It could be anything. Collages are great, or just, you know, graphics, little lines, little
Stick figures.
Oh yeah.
So
Or have a bad response to medication. That's always a good one. I don't recommend it.
yeah. So like for me, for example, I love compasses because compasses have the logical part in it and some sort of direction, but also if you use the compass as a drawing, it actually stimulates your right brain. So what I do is, like, on the top is my life work, on the bottom is my soul purpose, and on the right, on top and bottom, and then horizontally on the right is what are my challenges and what is the major thing in my well-being. So life work, what do I do right now to live in a human situation? And then at the bottom is what my soul desires. So how can I survive as a spirit?
Mm-hmm.
And then what are my challenges? Because between being a human and being a spirit, tons of challenges on the right. And on the left is the well-being. Like, how do I get to my well-being? How can I radiate the sunlight? Like, for example, Faye and Vanya helped me to get solar batteries on my roof. So for me, that was, I don't just preach something, I also live it, right? So when I live something, I preach connection to earth, connection to sun, because I talk a lot about 64 gates and 64 energies of I Ching that help you figure out who you are behaviorally and find your archetype and live it. Then I want to be connected to sun in some way, and that really made a big difference in my life. So, and this is how we became friends, because I found dedication. Many people talk to me about it, but these were the people I trusted. So anyway, when I use this compass, I make some symbols and I write some words, and then looking at the words, I start realizing these are not the challenges. These are opportunities to do something in life that I always wanted and I just didn't get to this. Or it's the way to look at my work, not from like, okay, that's the place where I get the money. My work is not like that anyway. It's my soul work. It's really connected to my human work. It helps me. Like right now, I don't see many clients and I feel sad because my work is that. I love to work with people and I don't work with people as much because I'm busy with kids. So it helps me to realize I'm a teacher. And so now all that I know goes into the little ones. And this is amazing. So I don't need the clients so much because I have the clients every day in my house. And, use your time, be present into this. And how do I radiate? I understand things. I see things in the future. I see the patterns forming. And so for me, it is so important that I can deliver it and people listen to this and people get it to their heart. Because if they don't, bad things are happening. Because I see things, good things, bad things, and I can prevent some bad things from happening, but people are not listening. So I've been putting a lot of significance to that I know how to survive and how to deliver well-being. And then I realized I'm responsible for one person, me, myself, and I. And the rest of it is not my job. My job is to share, but my job is not to make sure and beat it to the point where these people have a hole in their head because I said it 100 times. You have to do this. No, nobody has to do anything. My job is to reveal and let it go. Just like sunshine, it shines, but if you want to stick to the darkness, it's up to you. So everything is everything. We're all connected in this, and life is actually not so bad.
Agreed.
It actually sometimes is really inspiring.
Yes.
At least
yes.
this week, right?
No, 100%. This has been really, really eye-opening, and I really appreciate that you gave me the opportunity to come in and see what I can do to help you, you know, get into the solar energy. But it's, I gotta say, just having met you right off bat, it definitely impacted me. And that kind of goes back to the, you know, the positive energy, the positive vibes, because I've always really, and I'm sure you sensed it when I came in, I've always really felt something a little deeper than most people, you know, just the energy of people. If somebody's feeling sad, even if they're acting, I know. And so it's been really neat to just explore different parts of life. And you're right. I mean, it's not so bad. There are so many people that have worse circumstances that continue to chug along, and you can't just measure up to this cookie cutter, you know, thing. You just have your circumstances. It's on you to decide how you're going to live through it
And accept those miracles. I mean, I'm not very good with like energy work and things like that. Like I didn't have a whole lot of history in understanding this. And why would I think that starting to sell solar panels would open up an opportunity for me to look at myself in a completely different way and actually see for the first time a sun inside of my soul? Like that's just the serendipity of that is too much. And like sometimes you just gotta let everything happen, and the things that you need will come to you. And now we get to surround ourselves with people that are exuding those same energies and feeling those same things and wanting those same things in life. There are a lot of really negative and aggressive people out there, and you know, now we get a chance to surround ourselves with people that actually can help us grow. So it's every day's a blessing.
and everything we can do to help other people grow, you know, like anything that we can do to change somebody's life or impact them, even in the slightest, just to make them smile or make them feel a little bit better. That's really what my whole life model is about. And I want to be able to, and Julie, this extends to you and anybody else that I ever come in contact with. Anything that we can do to help shed some light, help with, feel free to reach out. It is an open door.
We're open for venting. It's okay.
Schedule an appointment. I have a lot of calls.
We
Cool games on her phone.
we are completing our meeting. We can sit here together forever because we're hungry for each other. I know that. I love you all. And we are recording this meeting for everybody who couldn't make it today, or those who got here, but our meeting got interrupted and we couldn't get you in on time. So we will continue the meetings once a month, but we also have Monday meetings on Facebook, on my page, Svetlana Pritzker Facebook. So come, share, ask questions, reach out. We love each other. We know that it's just life happens and we go other places, but it's good to connect.
But we're back.
Absolutely. That was a pleasure.
Thank you, Julie. It's very
All
nice.
right, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And post
Bye.
the recording to our meetup. Post the recording, and I'll share it on other places.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. Thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.